And welcome back, valued viewers. My name, as always, is Adam, and we've got some interesting news today coming out from the Sunday Times, and this is Sunday today. This came out today, few hours ago, February 19th, and it's saying inside Johnny Depp's new life in the UK. So Johnny Depp, it seems, is living in the UK now. He's given up on America. You can probably see why, but I think he's going to go back. But I can see why he's chosen the UK. So let's have a little look at the article. After moving out of the late Jeff Beck's Sussex house, the Hollywood star is going on tour and planning a bumper sale of his art, which is going to be quite interesting. And here we have the Hollywood vampires all lined up, looking cool. Don't like those glasses. Johnny Depp, no. Johnny Depp is famed as the bad boy of the film world, but as he starts on a comeback trail after toxic court battles with the Sea Witch, his former wife, Johnny Depp has shunned Hollywood. Instead, Johnny Depp is living in the UK. Nice. He plans a bumper sale of his art and has found stability from perhaps a surprising friendship with Alice Cooper. I mean, he doesn't look like the most stable sort of chap you want to be friends with, but looks are obviously deceiving. Clearly, he looks like someone who would set fire to your dog and eat your children, but he seems to be a rational, reasonable. Well, he's a devout Christian, teetotal, and has been married for 46 years. Yeah, maybe that's what 46 years of marriage does to someone. I don't know. While he owns a property in Los Angeles, Johnny Depp is understood to have largely abandoned the US. He's been living in Sussex for several months. And as you can see here, this is the counties of England. So it's England divided up into these sort of regional areas or administrative districts. So I'm down here in Kent. This is sunny Kent. London is here, Greater London. Sussex is actually split into two. You've got West Sussex, you've got East Sussex. So he's down here, I'm over here, and he's often up in London. And we might go for a beer. Johnny Depp, if you fancy going for a beer, play guitar, let's do some stuff. Go and visit some badgers, that would be great. Isle of Wight's down here, Cornwall's down here, Devon's down there. There's a little county of Bristol. Come from Bristol. Lancashire, West Yorkshire. You get the idea. Um, so that's where he is at the moment. He's in Sussex, sort of. And la la la. So he will re-enter the limelight with a sell-out tour with rock legends, including Alice Cooper, who's a devout Christian, teetotal, and been married for 46 years, and it looks it. So he's abandoned the US. He's been living in Sussex, in the home of his great friend Jeff Beck. But after Beck died last month at 78, he's moved to London. So where's London? London's here, down here, and he's moved to London and is flitting between hotels and staying with friends. Wow. You'd think he'd have like a base in the UK, like a house somewhere. But he seems to like moving between hotels and people's houses. Like, yeah, strange. Depp also spent time at Jeff Beck's home in Waldhurst, East Sussex, which is this one, East Sussex down here. And during the coronavirus lockdown, when the pair recorded an album called 18. Now, well, because that is the age they felt when they played together. Last summer, the film star was spotted visiting a wildlife rescue centre in nearby Tunbridge Wells. That is a beautiful place, actually. If you get a chance, Tunbridge Wells, it is beautiful. What is it? Neoclassical, Regency sort of buildings everywhere. Lots of columns, lots of grey stone. Looks really nice. But he was at this a wildlife centre at in Tunbridge Wells. This is the wildlife centre, Foley Wildlife Rescue, and this is the patrons of this. Jeff Beck is obviously one of the patrons or former patron, and they're there. Gilly Goulden, remember her from She Drinks Wine professionally? Isn't that a lot of people's dream job, just drinking wine? Yeah, she's calling the show. And see, she's always got some wine. She used to come on television and have like 6 random bottles of wine, and she could tell you where it was from, what year it was from, even what hillside she knows wine like so well. And obviously we've got Johnny Depp as well, also a patron of the charity. So that's lovely. So yeah, there were a wildlife centre in Tunbridge Wells. A source close to Johnny Depp said the hubbub and craziness of LA and New York can be exhausting. As much as London and Paris are busy, they are thriving cities. Johnny still feels he can relax and be creative there. He's always loved Europe. People love him there. He feels very at home there, finds the European lifestyle a bit more his speed. Yeah, nice. Despite a nearly 40-year career in Hollywood, Johnny Depp has said that music was his first love. He will begin a 27-date tour across Europe this summer with his band, the Hollywood Vampires. This is the Hollywood Vampires website, as you can see, and the tour date starts on June 8th at the Rome Expo. So if you're in Bucharest, Romania, you can jump down to that one. Then they're on June the 10th, they're across into Istanbul, Turkey, Istanbul, or Constantinople. If you're June the 12th, you can get yourself down to Sofia in Bulgaria. June 15th, Clisson in France. Pink Pop, this actually looks quite interesting, this one. June 17th, Netherlands. Grass Pop, Pink Pop, Grass Pop in Belgium. June 20th, Oberhausen in Germany. Luxembourg, Switzerland, Munich again in Germany. Paris, back to Paris. The Zenith La Villette, that's going to be big, I think. Hamburg, at the Citadel Spandau Berlin, that sounds pretty intense. And then Summer in the City, Castle Clam, no idea. And it's Italy, and then jumps across to the UK for some dates in Scarborough. Have you been to Scarborough Fair? Open air theatre in Scarborough. That's optimistic, isn't it? Swansea with the Swansea Arena. The AO Arena in Manchester, and the O2 Arena in London. I've got tickets for the O2 Arena. Come say hello. I'll say hello. And what is this? Something Arena, Birmingham, at the OVO Arena in Glasgow. So there's a lot of UK dates. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 UK dates. Very interesting. And then you've got Germany. I can't read this. Slavkov, open air, something. Papa Laszlo, why do I know that name? I know that name. Budapest, Hungary. Olympic Fields and Legends of Rock. Charlotte Valley. Slupsk. So if you're in the area of any of these areas, get yourself down, see the Hollywood Vampire Tour. That's going to be pretty epic. And it's going to be pretty good. So so he's playing gigs in Scarborough, London and Birmingham in the UK. Most of the tickets are sold out. The self-described best bar band in the world has Johnny Depp on guitar, Cooper on vocals, guitarist Joe Perry and Tommy Henriksen. There they are, or some of them. Where's Tommy gone? He's gone somewhere. Probably gone to get a beer or something. And who's played with Cooper for years. The Vampires play covers of songs by the likes of The Who, David Bowie, Led Zeppelin. If you go on Spotify or Amazon Music, you can download the album. It's really good, actually. Really sort of upbeat and nice. And they play a lot of covers plus their own material. And they released an album called Rise. Yeah, that's the one I like, in 2019. And the pandemic meant they had to postpone the tour planned for 2020. But rehearsals are now expected to start this spring. How fun would that be, playing in that band? That'd be awesome. Johnny Depp, if you're watching and you need a guitarist, I can sit at the back and do noodly noises. Cooper and Depp first became friends and played together in 2011 when they met on the set of Dark Shadows. I remember that. A gothic comedy directed by Tim Burton with Johnny Depp starring. So why is Alice Cooper there? Oh, Alice Cooper had a cameo appearance and asked Depp who he had heard played guitar. Brilliant. That must be great fun. If he wanted to join him at the 100 Club on London's Oxford Street. Oh, nice. Johnny Depp was introduced on stage as Johnny D from Kentucky and stood with his guitar at the back of the stage with the hat pulled down. Brilliant. And there's the Sea Witch. I didn't sing, I still don't sing. I never wanted to be the front man, says Johnny Depp, the person who's notoriously shy. Told the Times in 2018, I wanted to be the guy who stands just away from the lights. However, he made an exception for Bowie's Heroes. We could be heroes, giving a rousing rendition when he takes on lead vocals. So what else is going on? Johnny Depp and Alice Cooper became closer over the years. A friend of the band said, the Hollywood Vampires provides a very stable environment. Do they look like a bunch of stable people? Well, I guess, you think things and but you look at first impressions and you think to yourself, they're going to be groupies and piles of cocaine as high as the Mont Blanc, and they're going to be banging down loads of whiskey and smashing things up. But obviously not. They're obviously sitting there playing golf, reading the newspaper and having a nice old time. Drinking tea, lovely. So, friend of the band said, the Hollywood Vampires provides a very stable environment for Johnny, as Cooper and Perry have also endured the hardships of fame and come out the other side. So yeah, both like Depp have dealt with substance abuse and are now teetotal. Cooper, who was born Vincent Fournier, that's a word, in Detroit, is a golf lover. There you go. I tried to get into golf. I just found it so boring. I was like, this is so boring. Just walking along and whacking something every now and then. So yeah, who unusually travels everywhere with his wife Cheryl Goddard, a dancer who he met on tour and has been married to since 1976. Jesus Christ, 1976. That's a long time. Perry has been with his second wife, Billy Montgomery, for almost 40 years. That's a long time to be with anyone. Jesus Christ. Surely you're sick of them by then. Depp's friend says, these people are his heroes. He's like a junior partner. They're legends. They've been through bad times and addiction, and now clean and living their best life. Their friend said, when I saw Johnny with them and we came across other legends, he was sitting there listening to old stories with them with a huge grin on his face. There he is. It's going well. 3 years ago, Johnny Depp was cast as a pariah in the entertainment world. In 2020, a High Court judge in London ruled that calling Depp a wife beater was substantially true, and yet it wasn't. After The Sun published an opinion column about his tempestuous there's a underestimation of the day. Marriage to the Sea Witch, who appeared in Aquaman appropriately. Johnny Depp said he'd gone from being Hollywood's Cinderella to Quasimodo, and now he's back to Cinderella. And that's a weird metaphor, but okay. The tide started to turn. See, we're still talking about sea witches. The tide started to turn when he successfully sued the Sea Witch for libel in America last year over a Washington Post article. Let's have a look at the Washington Post article. Oh, if I can just open it up. Yeah, so this is the Washington Post op-ed. I've had to look at it through the archive today because there's a paywall, and it was published 3 years ago. And this is the actual thing that's cost has cost her everything, and has lost her so much respect across the world. But they've Washington Post have had to add this element on the top. This was on June 2nd. It says, in 2019, Johnny Depp sued Amber Heard for defamation arising out of this op-ed. On June the 1st, following a trial in Fairfax County, Virginia, a jury found Heard liable on 3 counts for the following statements, which Depp claimed were false and defamatory, and the court found her liable. You know these statements. And the jury found Depp liable for a statement made by his lawyer, Adam Waldman. So yeah, quite interesting. If you want to have a look at this, pack of lies. It's right there for you. So yeah, so he sued her for libel and won. And Heard has agreed to pay Depp $1 million after he very generously said that's all she has to pay, and he plans to donate that money to charity. Unlike Amber Heard and her donations to nowhere and no one, basically no one and nowhere. As you can see here, Amber Heard finally admits to not honouring her promised $3.5 million donation to ACLU, with $7 million from Johnny Depp divorce, despite telling the High Court she had. And she lied on oath about it. She's claimed, as you can see here, she claimed several times, including under oath in the libel case, that she had donated. And she confuses the word donate with pledge. And no one else does. Nobody else does. But yeah, that really cost her. That was really bad for her, to be honest. It caused massive problems, as we can see here in this article from The Independent. Johnny Depp actually donated earnings from his non-fungible token sale to charity after the trial. And as you can see down here, it says, an anonymous juror in the defamation trial opposing Depp and Heard previously said the revelation that she did not donate the divorce settlement to charity, as she claimed, was a fiasco in the eyes of the jury. It was this that caused her to lose all credibility. Once you lose credibility to a jury, you're in a world of problems. If they think you're just lying about everything and you're just a liar, and and just making stuff up, and you use weird words synonymously, like lampshade and doorknob, it doesn't work. No one trusts you, no one believes you, and you lose. And that's exactly what happened. You've got to be careful when you're lying. But some people lie so much that they just get used to it. And their relationship with the truth is estranged. This is just estranged. They are far apart from each other. There you go. And Oh yeah, she promised to donate her 7 million divorce settlement, but she said that the legal proceedings had prevented her from doing so. I think it was the fact that she just didn't want to. That prevented her from doing so. That's what happened. After raising 800,000 from a sale of artwork in the form of non-fungible tokens, Johnny Depp pledged the full amount to Children's Hospital. He didn't just pledge it; he actually donated it. As you can see, it actually was donated. That's donated, and it was all paid because he doesn't synonymously link the two words together like a normal, sensible person. So there you go. The NFT is quite interesting. We could have a little look at them. The actor has also been linked in the autumn with Joelle Rich. There she is, Joelle Rich. She's got a surprised look on her face. She's like, oh, what you doing over there? And he, corporate photo headshot. What else is going on? Rabbit in the headlights. Let's pretend we're not talking to each other. Okay, and so that's Joelle Rich's British lawyer pair are understood to have broken up if they were ever together in the first place. Who knows? Because I always found that weird because she's a privacy law specialist and reputational privacy law specialist, and so I think it might have been all about that. Anyway, Johnny Depp surprised many by appearing with Beck on his British tour in June, while the jury in Virginia were considering its verdict. Having played at venues such as the Royal Albert Hall, Depp was seen in a Newcastle pub. This is two different contrasting places. Go to a pub in Newcastle with Sam Fender, the British singer, as the verdict came in. Although he remains an outcast in Hollywood, this is probably why he doesn't want to go to America, with Disney having ostracised him from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, because Disney don't know what they're doing. They really don't. They don't know their arse from their elbow. Absolutely no clue. They've ostracised him from Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. They're going to make a woke version of Pirates of the Caribbean, probably with some, God knows how they're going to woke it up, but they will woke it up in some way. And everyone will hate it, and no one will watch it, and they'll lose loads of money, and Disney will go down the toilet as always. Anyway, Depp's artistic output means that this year will be one of his most prolific. Oh yeah. Oh, talking of which, he is doing a art show for Castle Fine Arts. This is Castle Fine Arts. It's an art production company that's got lots of galleries all over the UK. It's not just one place. It's multiple galleries all over the place in the UK. And they deal with a lot of famous artists, as you can see here. Alex Brown, Francis Jolly, Matt Jones, Johnny Depp, Hanna-Barbera, classic cartoons. Who else do we know? Who do we know? Ronnie Wood. What's his name? No idea. So they deal with all these things, but he's doing another show on the 23rd of February 2023. There's going to be Everyone's Friend and Hero returns to Castle Galleries. So there's going to be a new show, I would assume. Well, this is me guessing, so don't hold me to it. But I'm thinking they're going to be around the £4,000, $4,200 mark for an item, and they're going to be big and probably based on the NFTs. But this is my guess, so don't hold me to that. But that's what I'm guessing based on previous things that happened, because he did some. If we can find, where's he gone? Yeah, these ones over here. And yeah, these NFT ones, which come from his non-fungible token website, which are these ones. So it could be based on these, it could be a variation of these, it could be a development of these. This is my guess so far. But again, that's just a guess, and it might be completely different. We shall see on the 23rd. It's the 19th today, so in 4 days' time. What else is going on? Oh yeah, Joelle Rich, he's on a British tour, outcast in Hollywood, Disney are idiots. So he's working on a new art project after selling 780 prints in hours in July. Yeah, that was that one I just showed you. And he sold that for $3 million in 2 hours, and he broke their website as well. It just got too much traffic to it. And it had pictures such as Keith Richards, Elizabeth Taylor, and Bob Dylan. So he will play Louis XV of France in La Favori. Yeah, this is, as you can see here, it's called La Favori, or the Favourite, but I believe they've changed the name to Jeanne de Barry because it was the other way around, if this makes sense. It was called Jeanne de Barry because it was about Jeanne de Barry, but they were going to release it as La Favorite or The Favorite because Jeanne de Barry is the favorite mistress of King Louis XV. But so many people know the name Jeanne de Barry now across the world, not just in France, that I think they're actually going to go with the name Jeanne de Barry rather than La Favorite. But again, this is my assumption based on IMDb and guesswork and some stuff that may go horribly wrong. But you see, it's on IMDb as Jeanne de Barry. It's not on IMDb as La Favorite. But there you go. A film about the Bourbon kings, I like Bourbon, final mistress Jeanne de Barry. It's the first film Depp has made since the trials in 2020. Minamata, in which he plays W. Eugene Smith, an American photographer, was released that year, having been completed in 2019. And producers are in talks for La Favorite, Jeanne de Barry, to premiere at the Cannes Film Festival in May. So yeah, if you are in Cannes and you want to go down to that, there is a possibility that it's going to be shown there in May. It's going to be in French. There are some free tickets to the shows on the beach, what they call Theatre de la Plage or Theatre on the Beach. So that's all a possibility. But Cannes is super expensive, so I'm not sure you want to spend that much money. It's just crazy money. Anyway, what happens next is anyone's guess. It could be literally anything, but it appears Johnny Depp may not be shunned permanently by the entertainment establishment. Well, he's got his own entertainment establishment. He's got IM2, Infinitum Nihil 2, as well as the American one, Infinitum Nihil, his own production company, and he's linking up with a few French companies and Spanish companies as well to produce more things. So there's a lot of stuff going on, which I'm sure will come to fruition and clarity very soon. After the Hollywood Vampires tour, he's going to direct a biopic. I never know how to say that. Is it biopic or biopic? I don't know. Bio, I suppose, means life, and pic means picture. I'm not, because I'm thinking of it as bi as in two, and opic as in image. But okay, bio as in life, and then pic as in. Okay, I'm going to call it biopic then, of Amedeo Modigliani, the Italian artist who was in France, I believe, which has Al Pacino as executive producer. Quite an interesting film, this Modigliani, as I understand. 48 hours in the life of Modigliani, who seems to be a dissolute, drug-taking, ne'er-do-well, womanizing. Sounds like fun to me. Does sound like fun. Making really crazy pictures, which I personally think are awful, but everyone else seems to think are genius. And whatever. A friend of the actor said he's got his life back. For so long he didn't have it because things were tied up in litigation, so he couldn't really do anything, and he wanted to be respectful of the process. But now he feels able to do what he loves: make music, make art, make movies. So yeah, it's all going well. So it's castle art, fine art situation, Foley wildlife rescue. We've got Hollywood vampire actions. Oh, we got pictures of Amber Heard, because they say beauty's on the inside. This is what she looks like on the inside. We got this. You can buy the mask. There's the Washington Post. There's the other thing. Not honouring her promises. Friends and heroes are available. You can get NFT donations. There's Joel Rich. County maps and counties of England and Jeanne de Barry. All right, let me know your thoughts and hopes and dreams. And yeah, let me know what you think about the situation. And I'll chat to you guys later.